welcome to the halfway point of the class. You're halfway through being a season one, officially completed investor, but you're making progress. I just want to celebrate the fact that you're doing this, you're changing your life, and you are on the way to having a successful real estate career. Let's review, just to build you some extra confidence, because I don't want you to be stuck in the analysis paralysis. I don't want you to take all these courses and learn all this stuff and don't take any action. So let's take a moment to celebrate you and let's reflect back on what you've learned so far. So this is the midpoint check-in, and this is all about you. We are going to talk about what you've learned. All right. So yeah, you've learned how to write a SMART goal. It's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Very, very important to keep yourself on track. Give yourself deadlines, because otherwise you're just always going to be looking at properties. You're never going to make that move. You got to jump in the pool to learn how to swim, okay? This is very, very important. Time-bound is really, really the one I want to focus on with that SMART goal. All the components make for a very specific track to put you on. And if you want a deeper meaning than just let's make a lot of money in real estate, that's your 5 whys. So that should also get you motivated to making offers and moving on things. So these two things are combined are very, very important. And you've learned this and you know this now. And it should just kind of put your real estate focus in a crystal clear box, a buy box, a reason, a purpose. And if not, well, I've also given you what I preach in House Fire. You just got to give every property a job. Look through your bills. What bill do you hate the most? Let's find a house to pay that bill. That is another very crystal clear buy box, and it'll just sort of give your real estate investing purpose. You have a bigger vision if to just combine it with your 5 whys and your SMART goal. These 3 things are really going to make you act and take action, and then repeat that action until you solve your goals, reach your goals, solve the problems. Really sort of fill that why of why you're doing this. The property match with a bill and the job is just sort of makes it so easy for you. So you've learned these things so far, and you also know what your budget is to move forward, because you talk to a mortgage broker, not a mortgage lender, a broker who can go shop you around, your finances around, and come back and bring you the next deal and tell you what you can afford. You've got this far so far, and now you know what house to afford. And if not, they've given you a plan, an action plan. Pay off this credit card. Get your credit score up. A mortgage broker is going to help you so they can give you more money. So you have this information and knowledge now. Not only that, you've learned that debt is your best friend, right? We know that it's a great inflation hedge, but it's also going to 4x, 5x your returns. And through the mutual fund approach of real estate investing, reduce your risk. Now, I understand you may not want to agree or do this way, and I'm not forcing you, but you know the nuances, you know the foundation of real estate investing. As long as you understand the concept, that's what I want you to come away with. And you can go take all the things you've learned and apply it to your own risk profile and your own budget. Just know that debt is not as bad as they say it is out there. It's actually your best friend. You've also learned what not to buy, right? Hopefully I've talked you out of the new construction in a good school district with an HOA. So this should help narrow things down, get things off your plate. You're going to make progress if we narrow your focus. Every time you look at properties, let's narrow the focus. And that starts with eliminating what not to buy and try to find those multifamilies or single families, just so that if one day you want to add square footage to it, you can. You can't do that in an apartment building or a townhouse. And so just understanding, eliminating certain things not to buy, vacant land, timeshares, all that stuff. Let's just strip that away. And that's really going to focus you on moving forward on what to buy, which we just looked at in the last class. What to look for in a location. You now know that it's important that it's near transportation. When 2 hours of an airport, right? Have it close to a university really sort of helps your investing profile, reduces risk, it increases the chance of appreciation, and it typically creates environments, especially ones that are diversified across industries, of a tenant base that is always going to be employed and want to stick around. So this is now on your radar of what to look for in location. And lastly, let's talk about back of the envelope sizing. Wow, this is great. You now know how to quickly size up a deal or look at a town and say, what does this town or this neighborhood or this area, what's the price to rent ratio? What is a good deal? What is an average deal? What should my offer be to take this bad deal and make it an average deal? What should my offer be to make this a great deal? These really sort of helps also narrow the scope, and you can start making offers sight unseen just by looking at what it can rent for or knowing what it can rent for and being an expert in your area and knowing what to buy it for. But if you narrow that down to a certain location, a certain product type, is it a 3-bedroom, 2-bath? Or is it a 2-bedroom, 1-bath? By narrowing this down, you can do the back of the envelope sizing in your head. It's going to take some time, but you've got a calculator now. So what is this? This is how far you've come. Don't you feel more confident as a real estate investor now? Don't you feel like you can take action because you've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bullet points here? You've done 8 things that you didn't know when you started this class. Maybe you did know some things, but maybe 5 things of these are brand new. And this is going to make you more confident and more successful. And just this foundation is what we're building on. So congrats to you for getting this knowledge, taking the steps and these actions to change your life. So what remains, right? We're at the halfway point. Now I want to cover what remains to be learned. Well, now that we know an area, we know how to do back of the envelope sizing. Well, let's build a team in this area. What does that mean? What does a team look like? We're going to cover those things in an upcoming class. We're going to do real deal sizing. So not just back of the envelope. How, those winners that we find, the ones that stand out or the ones we get under contract, how do we really do this deal sizing to make sure that at the closing, I know what I'm going to be making each month on this property? Is it going to pay my bill or not, right? We're also going to learn how to make offers that win or make offers that make sense. We're going to cover the offer process, what to do with inspections. A lot of times this is inspections where people get really nervous and really exciting. Let's talk about what that means and what inspections are deal breakers, what are not, how the whole process works, because this may be brand new to you. And it's an important aspect because with inspections, it gives an opportunity for another round of negotiations. Closing on a property, this is the paperwork, signing of the paperwork. The property becomes yours. And what does this mean? What does this look like? I just want to prep you for this and what to look out for. Same with post-closing. Once you become an owner of a property, what happens, right? Let's do a little landlord 101. Also, how do we reboot and then redo this process again? So with this upcoming lessons, I just have one quick ask for you. Now that you have experienced half of this class, if you could, give us a shout out. Whether it's me or House Money Media on social media, we would appreciate it. And we will retweet it. We'll put the spotlight back on you. This sort of feedback is great. And we would really appreciate any sort of shout out and love that you give us on social media. And if that's not your thing, a DM or an email is completely fine. Just shoot us an email. Let us know your feedback, good, bad, average. Let us know what your goals are, what you're looking to accomplish. So this is greatly appreciated. If you are a reviewing type, anyone who's a creator loves reviews, whether that's any of our House Money podcasts or if it's a House Fire book that I've written. And, again, I'm not begging you for a 5-star review, an honest review. So please check out our podcast, our books, and just review it and let us know your thoughts. Thank you for the reviews, any sort of social media shout outs, any sort of feedback. I greatly appreciate it. You've grown so much. Now let's move forward. You got at the halfway point, and the second half will make you a full-fledged investor. Let's go do it.